And it is then that one of my closest friends, she loves reading my poems and proses. She suggested that if you ever write a book, please write, it's her idea to add this name, Ab Imo Pectore, which is a Latin word, and it means straight or deep from the heart. Okay, deep, very deep, something very deep. Story about it. It is not planned. It was not planned. I kept on writing. You must have seen my posts in the group, and I just, like the thought of compiling them and producing this book, which is very close to my heart. And as you asked, why soul fragrance? Because I discovered the fragrance of the soul during my journey. And this journey, even though I have been writing before, but this journey, it began in 2023, where I had to undergo two surgeries, one of which was a very critical brain surgery, which I miraculously survived, and I got a second chance at life.
That happened in the past, and despite of the fact you could overcome and you could pen down the thoughts, it was really very painful, or it was really very it's unimaginable actually for any woman. People who think that in that situation where you are in an operation theater, you're getting a surgery, or you are at a pain which is consistent, and you know that there is no treatment on that, what is the strength that you had and gave you a very unique thought of writing? And mainly, how did you cope up with both of the things? Because you need a lot of patience and consciousness to write certain things which are beyond imagination.
About this disease that I have is that there is a very high chance of blindness, and that kind of stays with me. What if I lose it? What if I lose my sight? Then I will not be able to do anything at all. So till I have what I have, till I have the resources that I have, just let me make use of my time, of my efforts, of my eyesight, of my health, whatever is remaining of my health. I just want to make use of it. And probably I can't do, I don't lead a normal life like others. If, for example, for a person to get up in the morning and just go out and do work is normal. For me, getting up in the morning and getting up from the bed takes around 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So that's not a normal way of doing it, right? But yes, that's the reality that I have to go through. But in spite of that, if ever I get some time and I feel like I need to write something, I need to express, I need to kind of put my thoughts across to people who might.
Hello, welcome friends. Welcome to this amazing session of a new series for Amazing Life, which is called Conversation That Matters. Yes, the conversation matters. And this is the very fresh, brand new series of podcast where we talk about. Hello, welcome friends. Welcome to this amazing session of a new series for Amazing Life, which is called Conversation That Matters. Yes, the conversation matters. And this is the very fresh, brand new series of podcast where we talk about impact in the society, inclusiveness. We talk to people who have made impact on the society, to the artists, to the creators, to the content creators. So today we have an amazing guest with us on the launch of her first debut book. And she is going to talk about the book that she has written, and she has a wonderful story to say about, which definitely will inspire you to go in this life. So, again, once again, welcome to the Amazing Life show. So, first of all, we would like to welcome Mrs. Rajshri. Welcome to the Conversation That Matters, presented by Amazing Life.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, in Amazing Life, we celebrate story that inspires, conversations that heal, and people who remind us that hope is stronger than despair. So, today we celebrate launch of her book, the first book in Kindle, and we want to hear from Rajashri about the launch of her book and to know about how did this journey began from a housewife to an author. So the name of her book is Soul Fragrance, Ab Imo Pectore, Poems and Reflections. And congratulations, Rajashri, it is available in Amazon Kindle. So Rajashri, before we start and ask you to introduce the book, we are very curious about to know the name. How did the name came? And Ab Imo Pictor. Many people may not be knowing about this particular verse. Can you please educate our people or tell what exactly this name is and how did it came?
Okay. So there's an interesting story behind it. Basically, when I was struggling with the idea of ever writing a book, because I was not very sure that I would want to write a book, or I wrote a lot of things, but I never thought that I would publish it. And it is then that one of my closest friends, she loves reading my poems and proses. She suggested that if you ever write a book, please write, it's her idea to add this name, Ab Imo Pictore, which is a Latin word, and it means straight or deep from the heart. Okay, deep, very deep, something very deep. And she always told me that whatever you write, it comes from a place very deep inside you. And so I think that was the whole idea. So I took her suggestion and I had to include it because she is one of those people who constantly kind of, helped me, motivate me, and inspire me to write. And as for the story about it, it is not planned. It was not planned. I kept on writing. You must have seen my posts in the group. And I just, like the thought of compiling them and producing this book, which is very close to my heart. And as you asked, why soul fragrance? Because I discovered the fragrance of the soul during my journey. And this journey, even though I have been writing before, but this journey, it began in 2023, where I had to undergo two surgeries, one of which was a very critical brain surgery, which I miraculously survived, and I got a second chance at life. And then after the surgery, I lost my ability to write, think, and even speak. I struggled to frame sentences. So from there till here, where I am actually talking about a book, it's been a very long, tedious, a journey full of struggles, and it brought out the soul of my life and the lives of others that I have witnessed. And that fragrance of those lives, the fragrance of those experiences, inspired me to call my book Soul Fragrance. And I hope that this book reaches your heart and your soul, whoever reads it. It reaches somewhere in yours, deep in your soul. So,
So before starting this interview or conversation about more to know about your journey, about the book, so we would like to know more about you know yourself. What was Rajeshri before becoming an author. Now you're an author, you have written a book, now it's published in
Yes.
Amazon, and it's definitely a moment that you have waited for many years, I'm sure about it. So before sharing those kind of emotions that you're having now, what was Rajeshri before becoming an author? Can you please give a brief
No,
idea about the journey before becoming an author?
absolutely. I think um, before becoming an author, I was just I mean, not undermining anyone over here, not disrespecting anyone, but we have the habit of calling a homemaker as just a homemaker, which I don't think is the right way, because a homemaker plays a multitude of like they have a very big role to play, and I was playing that role till I was diagnosed with a rare brain disease, which I struggled with for a number of years. And then I had to get the only option, that the thing, just to give you an idea, this disease does not have any treatment. And I had to undergo a surgery which could have made life a bit better for me, which it didn't. It actually went against me, and then I had to undergo a critical brain surgery, which I survived, like I said. So if you ask me who was Rajashri was just making, I mean, a human being who was going through life, who was looking at life very closely. I had a lot of responsibilities, not only of my family, but my parents, my aged parents, my mom. I was taking care of her. I lost her last year, and now I'm taking care of my father, who has advanced dementia. So Rajashri was about taking care of other people and doing things, So for me to get from that role of a caregiver and also a supporter of my family to a place where I just did something for myself, that journey had been a long one. And I don't know, I mean, I am still to kind of call myself an author, but it feels good, of course. It feels good to know that I have written something which people relate to. So from there, where I was concentrating only on family and how I can make others feel better, feel good, make it a bit comfortable for them, to here where I am actually having my space to talk about something that I did and hopefully will impact people in some way or the other. Maybe just a smile or some sense of peace. That's my lookout. My book is just to bring that sense of peace, that sense of love again in that heart. So this is who I am, actually.
So that's very interesting. Generally, people who become author or write a book, it's a lifetime achievement for some of them. They want to write something that comes, but very few people get an opportunity to publish those content in form of the sharing, in the form of helping people. With fantastic congratulations once again. But
Thank you.
we're very curious about you had a very struggling phase in the past. uh, it seems that there were a lot of fluctuations that happened in the past, and despite of the fact you could overcome and you could pen down the thoughts, it was really very painful, or it was really very it's unimaginable actually for any common people to think that in that situation where you're in an operation theater, you're getting a surgery, or you are at a pain which is consistent, and you know that there is no treatment on that. What is the strength that you had and gave you a very unique thought of writing and Mainly, how did you cope up with both of the things? Because you need a lot of patience and consciousness to write certain things which are beyond imagination.
So, my book, it's all about feelings. It's all about experiences that I had during these last 3 years. And like you said, that going through pain, that too something that you have to go through 24 by 7, and there is no escape route, there is no medicine, there is no doctor you can go to who can take care of it. It's a very hopeless situation, to be honest. When I when my pain increases, and when I tell somebody that I'm going through this phase of heightened pain, people usually come back and tell me that you should go to a doctor, and I just have to tell them that there is no option for me to go anywhere. There is no place that I can go. And from there, um, I'm struggling with words. So this is also one of the things that I have to go through, because I struggle with expression and words. Yes, while writing, I get the whole day to think about it. But here since I'm in a one-to-one conversation. So what I can say is that if you talk about the strength, it was always in me. I have fought a lot of battles. Um, but this battle was completely unexpected. I wasn't prepared. Nobody can be prepared for this battle. And I just always felt that I probably have very limited time on my hands to do something, to make a change, to kind of live life, you know. And it was true, because I I mean, according to my doctors, who who you know this last surgery that I had, the brain surgery, they themselves were taken aback that I survived. I was not supposed to survive. And because I did, I kind of felt like there was some purpose to that. There is some meaning to my survival. And I had to make use of that meaning. And one thing about this disease that I have is that there is a very high chance of blindness. And that kind of stays with me. What if I lose it? What if I lose my sight? Then I will not be able to do anything at all. So, till I have what I have, till I have the resources that I have, just let me make use of my time, of my efforts, of my eyesight, of my health, whatever is remaining of my health. I just want to make use of it. And probably I can't do, I mean, I don't lead a normal life like others. If, for example, I mean, for a person to get up in the morning and just go out and do work is normal. For me, getting up in the morning and getting up from the bed takes around 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So that's not a normal way of doing it, right? But yes, that's the reality that I have to go through. But in spite of that, if ever I get some time and I feel like I need to write something, I need to express, I need to kind of put my thoughts across to people who might listen, who might want to look at things in a different way, I had to take that opportunity. And that was my whole idea behind the book, just looking at things a bit differently from my perspective, not from the general perspective, just a little bit different.
Agreed. Definitely. So let's come to your book, because we are here for the first press release of your book, and we want to hear more about your book. What's inside?
Yeah.
There are. I read that there are 4 sections in the book. I would
Yes.
really, we be very keen to know about what are the four sections and how did you basically. Main important part would be what are these four sections related, how they are related to your survival or related to the journey that you had from the operation theater, from the surgery to what you are currently.
Yeah. So I have divided my in four sections, like you said. The first section is Rising from the Ashes. It's called Rising from the Ashes because I felt like a phoenix. Every time I, um, fought a battle and I came back, I felt I kind of associated myself to a phoenix, and the fact that I always rose from the ashes gave me that idea. So there is a poem called Rising from the Ashes. And based on that, I have named this section. Here I talk about my darkness, the dark phases that I went through. And then from there, I rose and I flew and I had hope. So the first section is about the transition or the constant, and it is not something that I go through in phases. It's throughout the day that I hit the bottom and then I rise and I fight. So that is the first section. The second section is about people who chose to stay. So in my journey, when I met a lot of people, and here I would like to mention a lot of my online friends who has supported me, who has been there even though we are miles apart, whose presence, healed me, whose presence supported me. So there are these stories, probably not so apparent, but there are these stories, there are these poems which talk about people who choose to stay, especially during the dark times. So I felt that this portion, the second part, is about the support that is needed to survive the darkness. The third part is called Lifetime Within a Lifetime, where I explore relationships, and here there are more of poems, mostly love poems, because that is one area that I explored, that is one area that I witnessed in people around me, and I felt that they are so inspiring. The bonding of two people, and the fact that I got the opportunity to come back to life and witness it, I had to honor them. That's why I included them in my book. And the last one is about the light that we all hold inside us. Even in the darkness, in the darkest of moments, either we hold a light, or when we forget that we hold a light, there are people around us who kind of push us to see that light. So the last portion, or the last part of my journey through this book, is about the light that people have, or I have, which has brought me till here. I have, gone through phases where I gave it up, or gave all of it up. I felt hopeless. I felt like I had no chance of surviving, and still, God provided me with that support. So it's the four portions that make it's a compilation of all those experiences that come together in my book. It's just how I look at things, how I saw things, how they impacted me and probably others as well.
So your book basically also, what I heard or read also, it celebrates simple acts of kindness. Simple acts.
Yes,
Can you
it does.
please tell us what are the simple acts of kindness and how they are powerful, at least at
Absolutely.
those immense time when you were at that particular place where you had nothing to lose, nothing to gain. You were just in a situation you never know what would be next. So, can you please tell us and words, any simple words in any poem that basically narrates or something that you want to share about it in the poem?
Absolutely. I think, we talk about kindness a lot in our group. I think Amazing Life is a space where we kind of constantly talk about how kindness impacts, and I am a living example of that. Uh, and I kind of have seen, for being kind, you don't need to do grand gestures, because in my experience, when I am hitting the low and someone just writes to me, "Are you okay? I didn't hear from you for the past 1 hour. Are you okay?" That is kindness, that is concern. Or someone just says that you're feeling low, let's go out. Let's go out for coffee. I'm not willing to go because I don't feel like going, but then that person inspires me, motivates me to dress up and go. And then for a few hours, I'm in a different space altogether, and I come back with probably renewed hope. That is kindness. Kindness doesn't have to be like loud, just a phone call or a sudden gift. Um, Here, I would just like to mention, if we have some time, how kindness goes a long way. Um, before my first surgery, I I was not sure whether I would survive it. So, in a very playful manner, I had mentioned to some of my friends that if I don't survive, at least let me have food which I love, and I'll eat all of them so that I don't have a regret. If I'm dying, I shouldn't have a regret of missing out on those things, like simple things like chocolates or pastries, something that I really like. And believe it or not, people before my surgery, those who heard about it and didn't know like what is going to happen, there were some people who landed up at my house, and they kind of brought those things, my favorite food. And I actually put on weight before the surgery, for which my doctor really scolded me because I wasn't supposed to. But what it did was, after the surgery, and I survived my first surgery, I was unable to eat for 5 days. I had so much of nausea that I was unable to eat for 5 days. And it is then that those memories of those delicious food that I had eaten before, that kind of kept me going. It may sound ridiculous, but that's how impact is. A small gesture from a friend or a relative who just wanted to make me happy, who just wanted to make me strong, feel loved. That went such a long way. And I have seen this continuously during my surgery period, people landing up, people calling up. And after my second surgery, like I said, I lost my ability to speak. I I just didn't pick up any phone call. I couldn't talk. I didn't pick up any phone call. People were understanding. They sent me messages. They would tell me that let's give you some time. You first gather your strength so I feel these are the small gestures of kindness, of consideration that can impact the fact that I felt loved, I felt supported, I felt like I have somebody, because the disease that I have, and we have a worldwide Facebook group for that, and I listen to so many stories where people are left alone once they are diagnosed, when people, actually get divorced once they are diagnosed, partners can't handle it because it's a very, very difficult disease. So from there, when I have people, and to be honest, like, I was lucky enough to have a few people online as well who didn't know me, who didn't see me, but when they heard that I was going to have a surgery, they went to the temples to pray for me. They sent me messages that you'll be okay. Kindness, that is kindness. It takes 1 minute to write a message, but We all think that, okay, I'm going to do it later on, or let me find some time to do it. Let me find time to pick up the phone and call or send the message. And we lose out on the fact that somebody who is in darkness needs that 1 minute, needs that one message just to see the brightness of life. And that is one of the themes of my book, how kindness, simple gestures of kindness, can change a person's life.
We need to have reasons for, but did writing became the part for your healing? Did you realize that, writing was one of the mode that helped you to heal the pain at the time when you were going through these kind of illness or the surgery?
Absolutely. Like I said, because I wasn't being able to speak, and I was struggling with framing sentences as well. The fact that you know, f- uh, I wrote something, and probably if I post it in any of the groups, and then people come back and tell me that you have done well, you've written well, that kind of helped me with my confidence. That helped me with the idea that yes, I can also do a lot of things in spite of my pain, in spite of my situation, in spite of my condition. That healed a part of me. I did not feel useless, because once you are diagnosed with a chronic illness, the first thought that comes to our mind is hopelessness and the sense of worthlessness, that we are not good for anything or anyone. So, however much we may contribute to the family, but still there is this feeling, that stays, that you're not doing something worthwhile. And writing, that gave me that feeling that I was contributing. And I've had people who came back to me and told me that your writing has helped me heal, your writing has helped me think differently, your writing has helped given me strength to fight it more. I never, that was not, I mean, I never consciously thought that would do that. I just wrote what came to me. But the fact that I had people coming back and telling me, that changed something in me, that gave me strength. And like you said, it healed a part of me which felt worthless. It healed the part of me which felt like I did not have any hope, that I was not part of this whole world. I'm going to sit in one corner and cry that, okay, I have this condition, I have nothing more to do. So it was an alternate path for me to look at life differently. So, of course, it is healing. It did heal me too.
10th July 2026. Is there any reason why you chose this date to publish it?
Absolutely, it did. It is my mother's birthday, 10 July. And I wanted to dedicate this book uh, to her. I really wished she was here to see this day, because when I was diagnosed 7, 8 years back, she was the one who lost all hope. She thought that her daughter's life has ended. She's not going to survive. So from there, she always wanted me to write. She knew that I had a thing for writing. So from there, I wish she could see this day where I could reach people through my writing, that it became published. And I wanted to dedicate it to her memory. I think people can see behind me, it's her photograph, which is there, always there in my living room, because I want to be reminded of her, of all the efforts that she has put in. And she has been one of my biggest supporters in my journey. So it had to be her. It had to, this dedication had to, my first book had to be for her. Without her, I wouldn't have reached here, to be honest.
Before we end this lovely conversation, there are a few questions which are left, but let's do a next section which we call rapid reflection. So we'll be asking you quick questions and we want to have quick answers for that.
Okay,
So,
please don't expect too quick because I'm not too quick. I'm a bit slow, so give me some time.
sure. So let's start. We have some questions over here. Okay, let's do a rapid reflection and let's finish it up. So, morning or night?
Night,
Tea or coffee?
anytime, coffee. Though I'm not allowed to have it.
Right. Hope or courage?
Courage,
This one will be difficult. One word that describes your journey.
resilience.
And the next thing is very interesting. One person you'd like to thank today?
Can it be more than one, please? I have so many people to thank. One of you is surely you for bringing me here. And I have other friends, my online friends, some of
Please
my
do
offline.
mention. Please do
But
mention.
yeah, of course, the first one, two people that I need to mention. One is my mother, and one is my son. And another one that I have to mention, I don't want to mention his name. He won't be comfortable. He wants to stay in the background. He's one of my friends, very close friends, who has brought this to life. Without his efforts, I wouldn't have had this chance of creating this book. He has been my constant support, and I have to mention him, of course. So thanks to all of you who has read, who has encouraged me, motivated me to write more, my friends, my family, and especially my mom.
What message do you have for the readers who will read your book?
As in about the book or just generally?
Any message that you
Okay.
want to have for your readers?
Um, I would say, I mean, if I talk about my book, it's a journey. If you want to take part of that journey, if you want to come with me on this journey and look at things a bit different, please go ahead, get the book, and do share what you feel, what you read, if it has in any way touched
Can
you.
you, is it possible to read some of?
That I had written a few months back, probably. It's called The Bridge to Eternity. Just to mention that I usually write prose poems, so they don't rhyme. So I would just go ahead and read a part of it. I want you to read the rest and let me know if you like what I've written. The Bridge to Eternity. Standing on the bridge, wind in my hair, cold on my face, shiver in my spine, I stand tall, ready to cross. The other side remains unknown. A path beckons to a new road untraveled. Do I read the whole thing? It's a small poem. Do I read the whole thing or?
No, just we want to know the gist of it. How did it basically this came? What was the moment that you wrote this poem?
So this poem, yeah. So this poem talks about that point of transition where you choose to move forward. Because every time you're faced with a difficulty, you stand there and you feel hopeless, and you're like, I want to give up. And then there is this unknown path in front of you. You don't know what is going to happen. And then you take the decision to move forward and unravel that path, that bridge to eternity, where you don't know what is going to happen. That was the main idea about this poem. So
So, what the one advice that you want to give to the writers who are struggling to write,
Right.
and they,
Just write. Just keep on writing. Just putting the thoughts. That's all we need to do. I mean, the thoughts that are there, if you are being able to put it on paper, that has meaning, that has value, just keep on doing that and share, because people's feedbacks are very, very important. And we kind of, the more raw the your piece is, the more impact it has on people. So it doesn't have to be flowery languages, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to have a level. Even very simple language can reach hearts, and that is what is important. The honesty in your writing is very important.
so Rajashri, before we close, we want to hear the closing part, but we want to officially launch through our amazing like family group over here your book. So allow me to say a few words about this book. So on behalf of Amazing Life and our viewers around the world, it's my honor to officially launch Soul Fragments Ab Imo Pectore, Poems and Reflection by Rajshri B. Our congratulations, and may this book reach every heart that needs hope. So where to buy? The question would be, you can see in the description in the YouTube. The book is now available on Amazon Kindle. You can purchase the book from the link given in the description. Do click on the description and see where the link is. So, Rajashri, we want a closing word from you before we end this wonderful conversation that matters, and then I will sign off.
Thank
Thank
you. First of all, Manas, I want to thank you for bringing me here, for actually inspiring me to come on this podcast. I am not very good at it, to talk publicly. So it took me a lot of motivation from Manas to come here and speak about it, and it feels very alien. But I did it, and you're actually witnessing it right now. I want to thank the Amazing Life family for giving me that support. Every time I was visible on the group, you have, given me the love, the support, and also your words of encouragement. And know that your encouragement, your words has become part of this journey. So if I have achieved something, in a way you have achieved it too through me. So I thank you so, so, so much. I hope to carry on this legacy, this journey further. And I hope and pray that Amazing Life brings forward a lot of people who are probably hidden like me. I never knew that I could write this way. So probably there are people who are there who have beautiful things to offer to this world, and I just hope and pray that Amazing Life becomes a platform for them. And also, we together create a beautiful platform, a beautiful space for people who are sad, who are depressed, who needs the light. Let us be the light for everyone and create a beautiful world together. That's all I have to say, Max.
Thank you, Rajshri. So, we are at the closure of this inspiring journey from Rajashri and her book. So, viewers, if today's conversation touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe our Amazing Life YouTube channel. Let us know in the comments what inspired you the most. Every life has a story. Every story has the power to inspire. Every meaningful conversation has the power to change a life. Before we end this podcast, I would like to thank all my team members, my moderators, my group expert, my admins. I would like to name all of them over here who are there. I want to like to thank my co-founder of this group, Payal Shah, Payal Gandhi. In fact, our moderators, Harveen Kaur, Tabassum Devakanya Banerjee, Sarah Patterstone, and also Ashish Jain. And apart from that, I would also like to thank all the group expert, and Rajshri has been a group expert for our group. So with this, I'm Manash Chatterjee. Thank you for watching the conversation that matters. Namaskar and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Let's have a cheers. I think we should have the coffee is finished before the coffee before the coffee gets cold. Before the coffee gets cold,
Uh, I
have
think you should name this section "Coffee with Manas."
no,
That
I'm not having coffee. I'm a tea lover.
tea or
thank,
coffee with.
thank you so much. We'll have this in the YouTube, and we're going to post an amazing live group. Please do watch, subscribe our channel, and please go and buy this book. I'm sure that this would be a wonderful journey. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.